Hello, Sepul Nation. Welcome to another SepulQuarta. This is SepulQuarta number 23. Long journey, but we're here. We want to thank you all for the messages and everything about the last SepulQuarta that we did for the release of the music video from Guardians of Earth. And today is going to be like a special one because we're going to continue talking about Guardians of Earth with Raul Machado, who was the director of the video, and also with Jens Bogren, who produced Sepultura's last two albums, Machine Messiah and also QUADRA. And we're gonna talk a little bit about that. So it's gonna be half in Portuguese and half in English. So we're gonna start this in Portuguese. So if you don't understand Portuguese, stay here, because a couple minutes later we're gonna have Jens here, and then we're gonna have the chat in English talking about the Guardians of Earth. Please, if you're not, please subscribe to our channel on YouTube and also to our newsletter on SepulQuarta page. And if you want to have your questions highlighted here, use the super chat option. And we're going to also put the QR code if you want to donate to Sea Shepherd and Amazon Frontlines, who provided the image for Guardians of Earth. So I'm going to leave a message here for the Brazilian audience. We're going to start that in Portuguese, and then Jens Bogren is going to be here with us, and we're going to chat in English. Boa tarde, Sepul Nation. Bem-vindos a mais uma SepulQuarta, SepulQuarta número 23, no dia 23, coincidência ou não. A gente vai fazer a continuação aqui. A gente quer agradecer primeiramente a audiência de vocês, muitas mensagens e visualizações no clipe da Guardians of Earth. Continuem aí curtindo, se inscrevam no canal, compartilhem o videoclipe o máximo que vocês puderem. Deixem aqui as mensagens de onde vocês estão escrevendo. Hoje o Q&A vai ser em português e em inglês. A gente vai começar em português falando com o Raul Machado, que foi o diretor do clipe da Guardians of Earth. Clipe muito elogiado. E na sequência a gente vai ter o Jens Bogren, e aí a gente vai falar em inglês, né, com o Jens, que foi produtor dos últimos 2 discos do Sepultura, o Machine Messiah e o QUADRA. Então, a gente vai colocar novamente o QR Code das instituições que a gente ajudou na semana passada, que é a Amazon Frontlines e o Sea Shepherd. Então, usem o QR Code para fazer as doações. Se vocês tiverem dificuldade, eu vou colocar a todo momento o link também aqui no chat. E se quiser ter a sua pergunta em destaque, você tem a opção de enviar o superchat, mas as doações é apenas via QR Code. Certo? Então, vamos começar aqui SepulQuarta número 23, e a partir da próxima a gente vai ter algumas mudanças, como vocês puderam ver aí no vídeo de introdução. Então é isso, vamos começar aqui com todo mundo na tela.
Hello.
All right, tudo bem?
Sou Derek
André. E aí, galera?
Como vai?
Fala aí, Raul, fala aí, Derek, Fumaça Green. Ô, Fumaça, eu sei que você tá morando em Los Angeles e tudo, mas vamos falar português, né, mano?
Beleza, vamos lá.
Algum problema para você?
Sim, sem problema. Não, é verdade, é problema.
Sim, sem problema.
Esquece tudo, meu.
Você sentindo falta do Brasil ou não?
Com certeza, meu. Tenho saudade.
Brasil, mano. E o Raul tá em Curitiba, né, Raul?
Em Curitiba, aqui, passando frio.
Oh, que chique.
Você é paranaense?
Eu nasci aqui em Curitiba. Eu moro em São Paulo. Vim aqui meio quarentenar.
Ah, não sabe isso.
Ah, beleza. E, bom, bem-vindos todos aí, né? Como a voz do além do Sepultura avisou, a gente vai ter hoje o Q&A em português, né? Vamos trocar uma ideia com o Raul, Guardians of Earth.
Tá frio. Como você fala em português quando...
Congelou.
Congelou. Gelado.
Mannequin Challenge.
Tá perfeito. E, como assim, né? Gravando Guardians of Earth? Como nós? E como é a sua experiência?
Então, lembro que você mandou mensagem falando que o Derek ia procurar. E na primeira reunião, cara, eu achava que ia ser um vídeo de recorte e vídeo de performance só. Eu lembro que eu perguntei se vocês tinham imagem do coral sueco cantando.
Sim.
Daí pediram pra fazer um conceito, eu tinha feito conceito de recorte, usar os 5 elementos. Mas daí a gente começou a falar de Amazônia pra caramba e se apresentou o Amazon Frontlines, né? E eu entrei na página deles lá e é punk, cara. Tipo, eu vi uns 30 documentários ali. Daí eu me lembro que você apresentou a Jodie, eu comecei a pedir só a imagem bonita no começo, e até foi o Eloy o primeiro a gravar e o Andréas, né? Que foi gravado um de cada vez, um cada dia, né?
Uhum.
Daí acho que teve um intervalo de uns 4, 5 dias para você ir pro Paulo. E eu só tinha feito a introdução. E a introdução era só imagem bonita, né? Tipo, eu só tinha pedido imagem bonita para ela. Oi, hello.
Aê!
Caiu aqui a internet para variar, né? Mas continua aí.
Eu tava falando que primeiro gravou você e o Eloy, e eu fiquei um tempo com o teu material e do Eloy, né? E eu tinha pedido pra Amazon Frontline só uma imagem bonita no começo, assim, não tinha pedido a realidade dura, assim, da Amazônia, né? Eu tinha montado aquela introdução, que bem poética, assim, meio... Puta, aquela tinha uma imagem meio quase tinha dos anéis pra mim, assim. O índio
Sim.
chegando no Rio. Daí, quando o Derek gravou, eu me lembro do Derek, ele me ligou perguntando se eu queria imagem para ele dele no começo da música. Deu não. Você começa quando começa a voz e você explode. You
Sim.
explode. Daí foi quando eu pedi as imagens de queimada, de mineração, de pasto.
Pois é, mano, eu tava comentando, né, na nossa outra entrevista que a gente fez para Curitiba, que a música ela nasceu de uma ideia instrumental, né? A parte 3 do álbum tinha aquela coisa de ser mais instrumental, mais prog, né? Explorar mais o violão, e ela foi escrita para abrir o lado 3, né? Eu lembro que foi a primeira música que o Derek, das demos, né? Que o Derek falou: caralho, essa música tá foda. Né? Você lembra, Derek?
Eu
Foi uma das
lembro.
primeiras músicas que a gente começou a trabalhar para o QUADRA, e eu mandei uma demo, ainda acho que com bateria eletrônica, né? Uma coisa bem crua, assim.
Mas
E,
foi muito foda.
e já tinha essa, já tinha essa característica, né? A música, né? De violão e tudo. E ela foi crescendo, mano. Entrou Derek, entrou Eloy, né? Entrou Paulo, depois o Renato Zanuto, que é um amigo meu e maestro arranjador. A gente colocou algumas coisas já de orquestra, algumas coisas de ideia de coral, e o Jens veio ainda depois e, mano, falou, cara, vamos colocar mais, você tem problema em deixar as coisas... Falei, não, mano, coloca tudo que você acha que tem que colocar, e depois a gente vê se corta ou não, né? E aí colocou mais corais e mais partes e tudo. Então ela é realmente uma música que todos participaram de uma forma muito incisiva, né? Muito, todos deixaram a sua marca nela, por isso que ela é tão grandiosa. Ela é realmente um trabalho do Sepultura como banda, como produtor, e agora como vídeo, porque você leu o vídeo perfeitamente, mano, né? Porque a música ela não foi escrita com essa ideia da selva e tudo, né? O Derek veio com a letra depois, né?
É verdade.
E aí, mano, você leu perfeitamente, cara, porque a primeira parte acústica ficou muito legal, mostrando as belezas da floresta, né, e a interação, né, dos índios e tudo, dos animais, e depois, quando entra a porrada, aquela queimada e tudo, e quando entra o solo também, aquelas mensagens, né, de um alerta, eu acho que ficou muito, muito foda mesmo, você leu a música de uma maneira perfeita, assim, tanto é que quando você mandou o primeiro corte, eu falei, caralho, mano, onde mais você vai mexer aí? tava perfeito, né?
A gente teve muita sorte também com a Amazon. O material deles era muito, muito, muito bom. Eu tentei pegar umas imagens extras, assim, tipo, não chegava nada no nível deles. Tentei da Get, tentei de um monte de lugar, cara, desisti, cara. Eu peguei umas mais toscas, assim, mais de celular mesmo, da Brigada lá do Alto do Chão e do Sol de Alegria, para marcar mais um pouco ali a Amazônia ali do Santarém.
E Que tá? Alex Fernando Gomes. Alex, por que a banda optou por não colocar o áudio original da música no vídeo Gardens of Earth? Isso é uma coisa que a gente resolveu fazer pela SepulQuarta. A SepulQuarta teve essa característica de a gente fazer a performance da música. E como a gente nunca tinha tocado, até agora a gente não tocou essa música no palco, a gente não fez nenhum show pro QUADRA, né? Nós preparamos os ensaios e tudo. Na hora de a gente viajar para os Estados Unidos, a gente teve que cancelar tudo, né? Então é uma maneira de colocar uma versão diferente, né? Num vídeo oficial, mas a gente tocando, fazendo a performance da música. Tanto é que a gente está lançando hoje o vídeo com o áudio original, para vocês terem opção. Além de ter o áudio original, vai ter a opção da legenda para tradução da letra, né? E das mensagens que está escrito lá. Muita gente também que não fala inglês pediu isso, né? E eu achei, pô, por que não, né? Acho que a performance ficou muito mais viva, mais intensa, né? No estúdio você tem 5, 6 guitarras, 4 vocais, um monte de coisa, né? Eu acho que na nossa versão ela ficou muito mais direta, mais objetiva, né? E é uma coisa diferente, não era para ficar nem melhor nem pior, né? É só uma versão diferente. Nós gravamos essa música 1 ano atrás, né? Desde daquele ano a gente não tocou ela, né? Como banda, assim, só no ensaio e tudo quando a gente preparou. Então a gente resolveu dar essa outra opção para todos, né? De ver a gente tocando a música mesmo, né? Não foi isso, Derek Green?
Exatamente.
E a versão do disco tá... Eu só botei o vídeo em cima, vocês tocaram igualzinho, cara.
A gente tocou bem em cima. Tanto é que o Jens, ele ficou meio assim, caramba, que versão que é essa? Tá alguma coisa tá errada com o som, não sei o quê. Falei, não, é uma versão ao vivo, né? Porque a gente tocou realmente, né, do jeito que tem que tocar. Quer dizer, a música é do jeito que é e a gente tocou do jeito que tem que ser. Mas, realmente, você tem uma outra sonoridade, né? Você tem uma outra pegada, uma outra característica, né? Mas a gente tocou em cima do clique e tudo porque a gente tá usando os samples, né, dos corais e das orquestras e tudo, né? Então, ao vivo, se você for ver um show de Sepultura, né, essa é a versão que você vai ver ali e sentir ao vivo, né? Andrews Viana.
Andrew.
Parabéns pelo QUADRA e pela presença nas redes na quarentena. Quando os shows voltarem com tudo, vocês pretendem tocar Fear, Pain, Chaos, Suffering no setlist? Obrigado pela pergunta aí. E aí, Derek, o que você acha?
Acho que é boa ideia. Acho que um show especial, acho que em Brasil, nós vamos tocar essa música. Com certeza, com Emily. Acho que fica foda, né? Ao vivo.
Nossa, ia ser sensacional, meu. Uma outra opção que a gente pode ter também é ter o vocal dela como sample, né? Como a gente usa os corais e as orquestras. Mas não sei, eu acho mais interessante guardar a música pra gente tocar com ela, né? Obviamente.
Uhum.
E, mas vamos falar Não, eu não. Talvez o Paulo.
O Paulo.
Derek, como que chegou esse contato do Amazon Frontlines, né? Que você colocou o Raul em contato com eles. Como é que foi esse processo aí?
Eu tenho muito fã do Sepultura do Equador. Você conhece o cara, Sabotage?
Sabotage, sim, claro. Nicolas.
Sim, Nicolas. E o Nicolas falou para mim, nossa, essa...
Aí está, Sabotage 77.
Essa cara aqui. Ele falou para mim, nossa, você precisa olhar aqui Amazon Lines, porque é uma coisa muito interessante, caras lutando pela Amazon, pelos indígenas e tribos. E eu falei, ok, eu vou olhar. E, putz, quando eu olhar, eu falei, caralho, isso é muito foda, muito forte. E fica muito, como se fala, emotional?
Sim, emocionado.
Emocionado. E sempre pensa, quando escutando essa música, imagens do Amazon Frontlines. Não sei porquê, mas é sempre...
Que louco, né?
Que loucura. Sempre imaginar, vamos gravar na Rainforest, vamos para a Amazon, grava tudo lá. Nós, putz, meu, isso é muito dinheiro eu fazer isso. Mas quando o Raul chegou, it's like, preciso imagens, uma coisa, like, putz, vamos conversar com a Amazon Frontlines. Não tem nada, perdeu. It's like, vamos conversar e caras, primeiro e-mail, caras, like, vamos lá, vamos fazer uma coisa junto e fica incrível, sensacional.
Não, foi fantástico. Desde o primeiro e-mail mesmo, né, quando todo mundo começou a participar, a gente também teve que ver com os nossos advogados, imagens e tudo, mas deu tudo muito certo, muito fácil de resolver, muito objetivo, né? Não foi, Raul? Tudo que você teve que resolver com eles?
Eu pedia para Jode, acho que, sei lá, à noite, e no dia seguinte estava chegando na Espanha. A Jode acho que fica em Los Angeles, né? Acho que o material deles fica na Espanha. Tipo,
na Espanha.
Chegava muito rápido, cara. Mandando material bruto, assim. Eu selecionava a minutagem dos documentários e eu fiz 3 pedidos para ela. No terceiro, ela já, pô, é isso mesmo? É só isso. Daí depois que ela viu você mandando um corte, ela, pô, você não precisa de mais nada mesmo, cara. Se quiser, cara, dá uma olhada. Se você achar mais alguma coisa, é só pedir. Ela foi demais, cara. Os caras são muito legais, cara.
O impacto mundial que tá dando, mano, é impressionante. Realmente um feedback que fazia muito tempo que a gente não tinha de um videoclipe, né? Pela temática, pela técnica, pela beleza, né? Pelo momento também, né? Essa música, como eu disse, foi feita há quase 2 anos atrás, que a gente tá trabalhando nas demos e tudo, gravamos há 1 ano atrás. E agora, finalmente, ela é representada dessa forma visual e definitivamente, né? Porque agora grudou. Essa música realmente representa isso, né? Já representava com a letra que o Derek trouxe, né? Pô, a gente já estava falando de Caioas, estava falando do Chavantes, né? Inclusive, o primeiro clipe que o Raul dirigiu foi o clipe da Choke, que tem imagens do Chavantes. Né? Quando os Chavantes vieram para o Brasil, para São Paulo, subiram no palco com a gente e tudo, né? Então é muito interessante também essa conexão, né, dos índios que uniu a gente de novo, né? É muito louco isso aí, mano. Tem mais pergunta aí,
Raul, o que você trabalhando agora? Qual bandas, por exemplo, Quarantine?
Eu terminei ontem o Xaxim. Terminei o Xaxim ontem, do Marotti. Fiz junto com o René, um designer de Phoenix. Até me lembrei de vocês de lá, cara. Falei, putz, a última vez que eu fui pra Phoenix, cara, foi encontrar vocês lá. Vocês estavam ensaiando.
Caralho, que foda. Quando que a gente se conheceu, Raul? Foi faz tempo, né, mano? Foi antes do Derek.
Eu fui fazer uma banda que o Igor tava produzindo em Phoenix. Daí eu fui no ensaio de vocês. Daí o Igor me chamou pra gravação do Roots. Daí cheguei na gravação, a Glória não me deixou filmar. Daí eu fiquei lá o dia inteiro lá, acompanhando. Daí fui pra uma churrascaria com o Loss depois. Foi por aí, cara. 95, acho, né? 96.
Sim, é isso aí. É verdade, mano. Faz tempo mesmo.
Igor Almeida.
Nossa senhora. Igor Almeida, parabéns pelo quadro e pelo clipe foda. Um soco na cara, principalmente nesse momento. BH sente falta de vocês, verdadeiro orgulho brasileiro. Abraço. Abraço, obrigado, Igor. Pois é, Belo Horizonte, último show, a gente não conseguiu tocar porque caiu um dilúvio, né, em Belo Horizonte. Choveu assim, a gente ia tocar lá na Praça da Estação, ia ser um show, assim, fantástico. Aliás, nós fizemos a virada cultural de Minas, lá de BH, que foi um show histórico, né, celebrando 30 anos da banda, mas, sei lá, 30, 40 mil pessoas lá, foi lindo. E realmente a gente tá devendo o BH, né, precisa voltar. Uai, Derek, vai tocar Belo Horizonte, não?
Mineiros. Calma aí. Já voltando.
Já voltando, Minas. Mas sim, cara, BH foi bem frustrante, cara, porque ia ser do caramba, assim. Acho que era o show já do Machine Messiah, né? Que a gente ia fazer. E a gente não conseguiu fazer esse show lá por causa dessa chuva violenta aí. Mas reorganizando tudo para 2021, né? Lembrando que tem o QR Code aqui, né? O Sea Shepherd e a Amazon Frontlines, que participaram desse projeto, né? O Derek também tem feito muitas coisas junto aí com o Sea Shepherd. Aliás, o Sepultura, né? Já tem feito bastante coisa com eles e aberto espaço, né, para eles colocarem a banquinha de vender produtos deles e tudo. E é uma luta, né? É uma luta, assim,
E o Pantanal,
eterna, né, cara?
o que está acontecendo no Pantanal? Muitos americanos não sabem o que está acontecendo lá.
O Pantanal tá pegando fogo também, né? Pegando fogo de uma forma como nunca antes, ou pelo menos nunca antes divulgada, porque realmente o negócio tá fora de controle. São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, acho que até Brasília tá tendo esse efeito da fumaça, igual em Los Angeles também, pelas queimadas, né?
Sim.
Aquele céu mais, né, chamuscado e tudo, o ar meio ruim.
Quando chove lá, fica preto.
Quando chove, tá chovendo aqui também, então já piora tudo ainda. Enfim.
Caramba.
E é aquela coisa de não ter um plano, né, um planejamento. As pessoas estão tacando fogo e estão sendo motivadas ainda a fazer isso, né? E ontem nós tivemos o discurso do nosso presidente, né? E ele falou que a culpa é dos índios e dos caboclos, né? Os índios estão tacando fogo na própria casa, quer dizer, qual o sentido disso? E ainda ele falou que a Amazonas a floresta amazônica é muito úmida, então lá não pega fogo. Então, é realmente surreal esse tipo de informação e esse tipo de coisa que só confunde as pessoas. Isso não leva a nada, aliás, piora a situação, né? Porque só atrapalha, né? E a gente aqui, né, fazendo esse trabalho, trabalhando com gente decente que tá lá né, o Mitch, ele tá lá no Equador, tá lá no meio da coisa, fazendo as coisas ali, né? E a gente vê esse tipo de gente que tá liderando o país, né, seja lá como é que você chama liderança, acho que não dá para chamar isso de liderança, mas tá lá, né? E representando o país dessa forma, né? Realmente, hoje eu fiz uma entrevista para a Bélgica, o Derek tem falado muito com o Equador, eu falei muito com a França, Austrália, todo mundo preocupado com essa situação, não só o brasileiro, mas fala aqui da Sibéria, tá ruim aqui também, na Tailândia, aqui também tá ruim, é impressionante, não é, Derek?
Porque tem impacto no mundo inteiro.
Mundo inteiro.
Incrível, é triste. Mas
é triste. Além do impacto do Amazonas para o mundo, tem os próprios Estados Unidos, né? As reservas dos nativos americanos, né? Perderam muito território. Até hoje acontece isso e realmente é muito triste porque a gente não conversa sobre um projeto, né? A gente não conversa sobre possibilidades. Não conversa sobre como é que vai ser a cidade do futuro, o que a gente pode mudar, o que a gente pode respeitar. Dá para mudar o sistema de carro, por exemplo? A gente tem solução, não tem?
Tem várias.
Então, mano.
E é importante, as pessoas podem mudar as coisas na vida, ajuda. Quando, por exemplo, o carro, né? Usa bicicleta.
Bicicleta. Tipo, um dia por semana sem comer carne, por exemplo. Sim. Por que não? Né? São coisas pequenas, mas que fazem uma grande diferença depois, né?
Usa menos plástico. Essas coisas têm impacto.
Menos plástico. Então, acho que, como músico e artista, a gente tenta trazer esses problemas, né? Mesmo porque a gente viaja o mundo e fala com muita gente no mundo inteiro, e vê que não é só um problema brazuca, né? Vocês estão aí? Estão me ouvindo?
Tô aqui. Hoje em dia dá pra passar de barco pelo Ártico, né, cara? O mundo inteiro tá... A Groenlândia tá derretendo, cara,
mano, é impressionante que, porra... tipo picuinhas políticas e ideológicas, né, entram no meio de uma discussão tão importante, mano, e tão vital, né? É impressionante que ficam brincando com isso, ou desdenhando, né? Enfim, eu acho que é uma briga que vale a pena, né? Uma luta que vale a pena, né? De informação, cara, pelo menos. Né? Uma informação clara que a gente possa ver aonde que a gente pode ajudar, né? Ao invés de ficar atrapalhando. Eduardo Rasch. Semanas atrás comentei aqui sobre a experiência multissensorial da música. Quanto mais sentimos envolvidos na apreciação de uma arte, mais o conceito é entendido e incorporado. Valeu, Sepultura. Valeu, Eduardo.
Aí,
Isso mesmo. Sem dúvida. Um symptoms of sensorial experience. Ó. Mas é isso, cara. Quando você tem, né? É isso que o Raul conseguiu mostrar, né? No vídeo, mano. Pela mensagem da letra, pela música, né? Quando a gente começou a falar com você, Raul, quando você ouviu a música pela primeira vez, o que se deu na sua cabeça, assim? O que você sentiu?
Eu acho que eu falei assim que me dá uns 2 dias. Eu até mandei isso aqui pra você, eu achei agora. Os desenhinhos, cara, storyboard.
Total. É verdade.
Storyboard.
A nossa preocupação era mesmo a gente, né? Filmar a gente mesmo.
As imitações, né?
Difícil.
Eu não ia estar na filmagem. Obrigado, Thiago Hóspede. Salvou, cara. Obrigado.
Thiago, é verdade, o Thiago.
Aya, né? Aya, a mulher do Sam. Aya.
Ajuda bastante. Diretor, verdade.
Diretora. Mas Sam's girlfriend.
Yes.
Foi demais.
Graças a Deus, né?
Faltou uma pro Paulo lá em BH, não consegui me lembrar de ninguém, cara, na hora. Mas deu tudo certo, né? Graças a Deus. Mas o primeiro conceito era muito diferente. Isso que eu tava falando com o Derek. Lembra, a gente ia cortar fundos na parede branca. Ainda bem Ainda bem que mudou. Ainda bem que o negócio
Não, ainda bem, cara. Ficou bem mais direto, mais real, mais cru, né? Acho que o Derek foi num lugar muito legal também, né? Pegou uma hora do dia também muito foda, aquela hora do sol ali.
Forte, né?
Aí eu mandando mensagem,
vamos gravar. Porque
corre!
Mais escuro, eu falei, vai.
Era mágica,
ficou foda.
Ficou. E as câmeras dela eram muito diferentes, né? Tipo, ela era demais. Pajama, né? Pajama. O Instagram dela.
E Bruno, tem mais perguntas? Galera, público. Fabrício.
Cabelo,
Como
né?
foi feita a mixagem das performances individuais da música para o vídeo? A banda já mandou pronta? Valeu, Fabrício. Sim, na SepulQuarta, geralmente, eu tenho mixado tudo, né? Mixado, eu coloco tudo junto. O Derek já manda a voz dele pronta, com alguns efeitos que ele quer. O Eloy já manda a bateria pronta em estéreo, né? O Paulo também o baixo. E aí eu coloco tudo junto ali, né? Dou aquela balanceada nos volumes e tudo. E mando uma master pro Bruno. O Bruno, que é o nosso webmaster. E aí ele edita o vídeo em cima desta master, como fazendo um videoclipe mesmo, né? Então a gente faz nossa performance, cada um separado, mixa o áudio, e foi a mesma coisa com o Raul, né? A gente fez essa master, quem mixou dessa vez foi o André Cabelo, né? Um dos nossos técnicos de PA, que acompanha o Sepultura nas turnês também, e o Cabelo, ele fez essa mix dessa versão da Guardians of Earth. Certo?
Garage Band. Funcionou
Silvio
muito
de Oliveira, agora, o Bibica tá em todas aqui, mas acho que o Bibica é recordista, velho. Olha lá.
Oh boy, here we go.
Gostaria de congratular o Fufu da Bahia pela fantástica evolução no aprendizado em seu português. Sensacional, Fufu da Bahia.
Obrigado, Silvio. Amigão.
Você quer explicar o porquê Fufu da Bahia?
Acho que não.
Tá bom.
É bem misterioso esse nome.
Bem misterioso, É por causa do apelido Fumaça, né? Fufu.
Exatamente.
Rafael Braga Tassinari. Tassinari, mano. Uma família amiga minha, talvez, lá do ABC. Rudy Ramos. Raul Machado, por favor, enumere as bandas de rock brazuca com quem já trabalhou. Vixe, vai dar tempo?
Eu fiz praticamente todos os Plant Ramp. Acho que só um não foi eu que fiz.
Ó.
Chico Science, eu fiz.
Caralho.
Depois eu fiz Sepultura. Maximum Headroom.
Aê!
Maximum Headroom também,
Foi foda.
Não, brasileiro eu fiz muito. Meus últimos. Eu tô fazendo uma série agora, né? Essa série de quarentena, eu fiz o Ed, fiz Autorama, fiz um monte de banda legal agora aqui no Brasil. Tipo, em 3 meses eu fiz 22 clipes.
Caramba, mano. Então nessa quarentena o trabalho realmente evoluiu até.
É que eu comecei a inventar trabalho, né? Quando estourou a quarentena, eu tava voltando para São Paulo. Eu tinha vindo para cá trabalhar no carnaval. Minha mãe teve um problema de saúde, eu fiquei para acompanhar. Daí quando ela melhorou, eu tava voltando, estourou isso e eu cancelaram todos os meus trabalhos. Daí uma amiga falou que tinha um edital da Fundação Cultural de Curitiba para fazer um clipe. Só que como é que eu vou fazer o clipe, né? Tipo, não podia sair de casa, não queria sair de casa. Daí, conheci a banda, fizemos um grupo de WhatsApp, fizemos o clipe, e depois disso eu fiz 22 grupos de WhatsApp, com banda da Bélgica, banda do Senegal, banda do Canadá.
Classe A, mano.
Fazendo um em Nova York agora, um na Nigéria. O bagulho tá louco.
Então, ver as possibilidades novas aí, né, meu? Surge um monte de outra coisa aí, e até criativamente, né, de criatividade, mano, pode surgir outras ideias, né, de trabalhar nesses limites, né, que a gente tem hoje.
Esses limites também deixaram o mundo menor, né? Todo mundo tá na internet, né? Tá todo mundo ligado com... Eu tô conversando com muita gente no mundo inteiro. Eu comecei um clipe no Japão e desisti.
Sério?
Era muito chato ficar, tipo, eu tinha que virar madrugada para conversar toda madrugada, assim.
E no Japão realmente é tudo muito meticuloso, né? Tem que ser muito, muito certinho, muito bem explicado. E é por isso que funciona, né? Mas é uma cultura bem diferente mesmo. É bem diferente.
Mas era difícil, tipo, conversar tudo às 4 da manhã, 5 da manhã, cara. Inventar desculpa para estar acordado, assim, todo dia.
E aí, Bruno?
E aí, gente? Bem, a gente vai falar um pouquinho agora aqui da Sepul Store.
Alright!
Tempo de vocês tomarem aí uma água. E enquanto eu falo aqui da Sepul Store, na sequência a gente vai ter o Jens Bogren aqui com a gente. Então, o endereço está aí na tela, sepultura.com.br/SepulQuarta. Lá dentro vocês têm os links, né, para tudo que a gente faz relacionado à SepulQuarta, inclusive a Sepul Store. Vou compartilhar aqui com vocês algumas imagens, né, da Sepul Store, e vocês podem acessar diretamente por esse link, né, que eu coloquei aí para vocês, sepultura.com.br/SepulQuarta, e vocês têm acesso aí aos novos produtos da Sepul Store. Se eu consigo compartilhar aqui com vocês, foi. Então, aí tem alguns produtos aí da Sepul Store dos Estados Unidos, daqui a pouquinho vai aparecer para vocês aí também alguns produtos da Sepul Store Brasil, tá? Então o endereço da Sepul Store direto é o sepulstore.com.br, e aí vocês têm alguns modelos aí da Sepul Store aqui do Brasil. Então, todos os endereços relacionados ao Sepultura, sepultura.com.br, da SepulQuarta, sepultura.com.br/SepulQuarta, e a gente vai voltar agora aqui para a gente poder conversar também com o Jens Bogren, né, que produziu os últimos 2 discos do Sepultura, Machine Messiah e o QUADRA, e, obviamente, né, vai falar um pouco da produção aí do clipe da Guardians of Earth. E agora a gente vai começar a falar em inglês aqui. Então, let's do this.
Hello, guys.
What's up?
What's up, man?
Welcome,
Thank you.
welcome to our SepulQuarta.
Thank you. I feel very welcome.
I hope your Portuguese is good.
Oh, it's excellent. I got bicicleta and por favor. that's
All right.
Yeah, that's
So
very
you-
polite, actually. Thank you. Bicicleta, por favor. Yeah, very ecological and polite.
Yeah,
Perfect.
you know. What can you do?
So, looking good
7-1.
as always.
7-1.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you. I'm in Sweden, the only country in the world who doesn't, really think about Corona too much for some weird reason. We just let people die. So no, but to be honest, we've been pretty lucky up here. It's been all right, and we're doing music, and most people are.
Yeah. First of all, I mean, with this pandemic, did your calendar or whatever, your work got slower, or even you're working more than ever?
Now, I mean, I've been having a few productions that's been postponed or delayed, but there's been other stuff coming in, so I can't say that I've been suffering. There are many others that have been having a really hard time during this. Many of my
No
clients with the tours, I'm sure you guys have felt it as well, of course. So
no, everything's all good. Same.
yeah, I really hope that the world will get on its feet again, and that we can, go to concerts and hug each other and kiss,
yeah, definitely,
that kind of thing. So
yeah, we missed the stage so much, for sure, especially with QUADRA. QUADRA came out in February. And Xisto Pinto here, the great bass player of Sepultura, just say good to see you, Jens.
I saw it.
And,
Hi,
yeah.
Paolo.
And how it's been for you as a producer from QUADRA, and the reception and the feedback since the album came out?
I mean, people are complaining about it every day, basically. So no, I'm kidding. It's been fantastic, actually. People write me in Portuguese. I don't know what they say, but I think it's pretty positive. So no, seriously, I'm sorry. I have a hard time being serious ever. You know that.
That's fine. Yeah, that's awesome.
But it's been really good. The reception, the love that I see for Sepultura, the album. All over, it's been really cool to see, because this album was a little bit more challenging in a way for
Definitely.
the listener. At least we thought it was, right? But people really embraced it, so that's cool. And
yeah, I was saying, sorry.
Yeah, can you please keep quiet, Andreas, when I'm talking? So
yes, of course.
So, anyway, so this really cool song and really good video, Raul. I'm really impressed. Thank you for that. The Guardians of Earth. It is a challenging song, I wouldn't see that as being like a favorite. It's on the QUADRA of the album that is the more difficult one, right? More progressive. But I see a lot of people who claim that's their favorite song from the album, and some people say it's their favorite Sepultura song ever. So I think one shouldn't underestimate the audience. It's people were ready for QUADRA.
And in the end, what do you know, Jens? You always choose the wrong song anyway. So
oh, you're right. If I say something, you should definitely do the
exactly. Yeah, we learned that with the second album, so we know that right now.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but talking about Guardians specifically, I remember I was saying before here in Portuguese with the Brazilian audience that the song started specifically to do that instrumental part, to open that side 3, to be more, more prog, let's say, try different stuff and interact the acoustic guitar more with the drums and the band, and the song was growing. I remember I worked a bit of ideas of choirs and orchestration here, but once we got there and you listen to the song, you wanted to do even more, right? Do you remember that?
Yeah, true. I think I don't know about you had some choirs, right? More like chord based, and I had the idea of
more chords, not really actually singing people, but just some sketches, some ideas.
Yeah. No, that's true. I'm a big fan of choirs, and since we didn't really do too much of that in the past, I figure that it could be a nice feature for some of the songs on the album, and this was one of them, obviously. So yeah, we had this idea. Me and Derek, we were sitting there late night drinking Jolt Cola and writing these choir parts,
which is a lot of fun.
Sing so beautiful. And recording really shitty demos of this choir thing, and
but it worked.
And the problem is that now we wrote these things. Now they have to sing something. They cannot just sing hallelujah. So we realized that if we were gonna use classical choirs, we might as well try to do Latin, right? So me and Derek, being the linguistic experts that we are, we came up with some pretty shitty stuff that fortunately this other Latin professor helped us out in creating something useful about. And then I had a good friend of mine who's an excellent arranger, who arranged the choirs into actual singable stuff, and then his wife, very talented composer as well, and conducted a real choir with people from classical choirs in Örebro and Stockholm. So that was a bit of a cool thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, fantastic. Too bad we left already, because we finished all the recording, and this choir stuff was done the very last thing on the recording process of the album.
Yeah, I would say that all the good stuff for the album was made when you left. So
Actually, I asked for images from the choir.
Come again?
I asked for images from the coro, the choir.
The choir. But of course Jens didn't record anything. He never thinks too much about possibilities.
It was just me overdubbing myself 500
He did everything by himself.
Yeah.
That's so
Fantastic.
true. We have no images of that.
No, that was a little bad. I'm sorry about that.
But that was a lot of fun to think of. Really align the words that the choir was going to sing with the actual lyrics of the song, so it made some type of sense. So we did that a few times throughout the album, which was a lot of fun, actually. Really putting that together. But it just added so much. In the end, it was just like, oh my God, this is going to be massive. Because I remember hearing the song the first time and walking in LA, just like in my head, I was like, oh yeah, this is the one. This one is like the building massive song. But with the choir, it just really took it over the edge.
Epic.
Yeah, epic.
It is epic, yeah.
Yeah.
Brevity is the soul of the wit. What song from QUADRA did Jens think? What song from QUADRA did Jens think was going to be a hit or a fan favorite? Don't ask him that. He doesn't know. Doesn't have any insights.
I don't even know which songs are on the album, to be honest.
Yes. He might say a Creator song or a Angra song or something.
Exactly. It's all a blur. No, but to be honest, here's the thing. It is actually true that usually when you're in production, you have working titles, right? And
yes.
For this album, the brilliant working titles were song 1, song 2, song 3, who later became song 2, etc.
Yes.
So it's a little bit of a blur for me.
It was a little confusing, because we started as codes, because every song was already, we knew which place on running order would be. And it started with 1, 2, and then 1B, and 1C new, 1C new, 1, and then, in the end, we managed to do it. Just was a little confusing, QUADRA, and then Agony of Defeat, that during the recording, they change the order. And it was a pain in the ass all the time to deal with that song because, this is 10. It's supposed to be 11. This is 11. Oh, this is 10. Jens is always too righteous Jens.
Yeah, of course. No, but it's that's a terrible way of naming songs. If you ever do that again, I'm gonna slap you in the face. So anyway, I think that the song that I thought would be most, ball grabbing, cunt grabbing, whatever, is probably the Isolation. Right, because I think that's really to the point and has everything. Not necessarily my own favorite, but I guess it also was the first single, right?
Yeah, I think it was a great way to start. That was the first single, the first song we played at Rock in Rio Festival. Was the first video, and it really showed that thrash element, that we wanted to show on that song, and I think was caught a lot of people by surprise, especially because we opened Machine Messiah with a totally different song, a totally different approach in a totally different way. And then I think it was cool that we came more in a traditional way, with the intro and then a fast-paced, thrashier song, and already I remember Jens also was his idea to put choirs on the first song. And at first I didn't want to do it because, the first part of the album was tradition. Was thrash metal, they want to try to keep that way, but in the end, you are in the studio really to try out things and to make experiments, and in the end, everything that we tried is on the album. I don't remember cutting anything out.
No, not of my ideas anyway. No, but it's no, that choir part gives me goosebumps, to be honest, when I hear it. It's
perfect. It really works.
But it's I think every song on the album is, it is, there are their own trips in a way, so it's it's rewarding to listen to it. The only thing that was not so rewarding was the first time when I saw the video of Raul. It's like, oh, a cool video. It's like, what?
I got an instant message from his Andreas. Oh my God! What happened with the sound?
Hold the video. Nothing is wrong with the sound. It's like the center channel is out. Vocals. I cannot hear the vocals. It's like, and then Andreas, we used a different version. What?
I say, Jens, calm down, relax.
Yeah. I'm not a weeder.
You should.
Point, I bought a whole tree in that very moment.
Perfect. We actually, it was a question in Portuguese when we started asking that, but as I explained to you, it was our opportunity to show our performance because we didn't play the song on stage yet. We are going through a very difficult and different situation, and we thought that was a good opportunity to perform the song. And now we are putting today, the version of the video with the audio from the album, which is complete and everything. And Jens is not going to freak out when he's going to watch this version now. It's going to be fantastic.
No, it's just like, since you didn't write that it was like the live in QUADRA or QUARTA.
Live from my bedroom.
Yeah. It was like, I thought something was wrong.
That's true, yeah.
And it's also because it says that it's from the album, right? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I've calmed down now. I'm super calm. Couldn't be calm. Calmer than you are. So it's just this song in particular took me days to mix, It's so many.
Dude, I imagine.
Small elements and these emotions coming through, and it's like blend so perfectly. So everything is in my, my spine when I hear that song, and then everything was a little bit off. It's like, oh no!
Yes, I know. It is an official video and all, but we are in a pandemic situation. Everything is so different. Of course, we're supposed to be on the road. We're supposed to be playing that song many, many times, and we never even thought about in a normal situation to do a different version to do a video. But in the circumstances we are doing that on every Wednesday and stuff, and we thought was like something different, that people could see us actually performing the song, because we recorded the song a year ago, and we never actually had the chance to play it. So, and now we have, we have the album version and everything, of course, and now we're gonna have the video with the audio. So I think it was cool, and it's something that it was a challenge for us as well, because if you go to the stage to see Sepultura, that's what you're gonna get. That's what we have. We have the samples, we performing, and that's it. I mean, I understand, because you weren't expecting that, of course. When you listen to that, was I understand your.
Yeah.
That's on that song.
Come again,
Jimmy.
bro?
I put the sound of the pigs and the.
Oh yeah, the sound. Yeah, the original sound from the video, from the forest, invades a little bit of the sound of the album. So it's pretty cool, actually.
That kind of thing is excellent. I don't mind that. It was just the version that I first shit my pants and then I peed myself.
Yeah, we even we said live quarantine, but you're right. I mean, we should make a little more concerned about the audio itself, and to make sure that is a different version.
I will never speak about this again. We're dropping it now.
Okay.
All right, Jens. Jens, what are your feelings about Bogren Digital? Where did the idea come from, and what are the prospects for the launch of new releases? We, as nerdy guitarists, are grateful. Cheers. Hey, Jens, did you pay this guy to make this question?
Yes.
Okay.
Hit me up afterwards.
Great, making propaganda and shit around here. That's great, Jens.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. No, but yeah. So it is a little new side venture that I had. People have been asking for, like drum samples and guitar sounds or whatever. So I've been doing some stuff there. I teamed up with a really great guy who actually bought my previous studio. That when you come back to Sweden, it will be in my new place.
I remember. I remember you mentioned we didn't have the chance to see the new place, but I remember you mentioned was on the way.
Yeah. So I'm actually in here now, soldering all night, trying to get things together, because I have some projects I need to wrap up in this new place.
Fantastic.
Now. And so this guy from San Francisco, he bought my old house and studio. So
Wow.
It was a great guy, and we teamed up, and he had the idea of, haven't you thought about doing something like releasing some products? And it's like, yeah, sure. But I never had the time. So this guy steps in, and that's sort of how it went about. So that's also been something that I've been having a little more time for now during the Corona thing. So it's fun. So
that's cool. So it is samples from the recordings you did with many bands, right?
Not really. It's like recreations of let's say guitar sound that I've done. Then you can take like a snapshot of that sound to recreate that in the digital domain, basically inside the computer, and you get like 90-95% there. So it's cool for if you want to improve your sound at home. So
that's great. Guitar mods. Jens, I love the guitar impulse responses with Sepultura. Will there be more Bogren digital products?
Do you even know about this, by the way? Because I talked to your manager about this.
Yes, we know it, and I'm waiting for my samples that you promised a few months ago.
Sorry about
Thank
that.
you.
I will send them after the session.
Great.
Of course. So no, but because I featured one of your songs where I mixed isolation. When I was in isolation, perhaps it was, I don't remember, for this plugin company and whatever. I think you got their plugins. I don't know if you remember, but that's
I did, yeah.
What was this question again that just popped up here? I forgot about.
It was if you have the plans to do that more.
Oh yeah,
more Bogren digital.
There's more stuff coming down the line, sure. Whenever
Jens, there's an interesting story that when we met, when we started working on Machine Messiah and stuff, you said when you were younger, you had like Yes albums and you did a completely different edit of the song and structures and stuff. And tell us a little bit about that, man, and how that really I don't know, did that work for you? It's like it was a good experience, let's say, you know, to as a producer, you know.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, when I started out, it was, you know, about the music, and it was also about the tech. You know, it was really fun to mess around, record your own songs, your own band, that kind of thing. And I didn't think too much about what a producer did or what was the difference between a sound engineer and that kind of thing. And you're right, I had these Yes albums. I love the band, but I thought their songs were a little wrong. Sometimes it's like, you know, why is Tales from Topographic Oceans 42 minutes? I can chop this down into an effective 17
That's very
minutes
true,
long,
yes.
and you know, make it a hit. So it's true, I did that on some songs, and you know, I was 17 or something.
That's great,
so,
man. How you did that? But no computers, right?
Yeah, it was computers. I'm not as old as you are, so.
Oh, okay, sorry. With that beard, you don't never know.
But yeah, no, it was those kind of computers where you have this thing you like, you know, waved in, have to what do you say, spark in electronics inside them to make them work. No,
early days.
Whole cards and stuff. Anyway, so little did I know that probably skilled me into thinking that way, and that I would, you know, have use for that down the line when I actually started to do this as a profession. Because
definitely,
well, you've encountered the Bogren scissor, right?
Yes.
With song structure ideas and stuff. That's, you know, I see that as a pretty big part of my production job to help with the songs and you know, all that.
That's killer, man.
Slavic.
To Jens and Andreas, when you threw your guitar in the lake beside Jens' studio and retrieved it in a couple of years later, did you manage to get it working?
Well, Jens, you heard please? It, right? Of course. You heard the outcome.
We did a solo on the QUADRA with that guitar.
Yes.
At least the video.
Yeah. I was a little bit of trick filming going on, if I'm mistaken. Green screen and shit, but we'll see.
Oh, yeah.
I have to ask Raul how that works.
What?
Yeah. No, we did some trick filming at the making of QUADRA. So yeah.
Send over.
You can watch it sometime when you're really bored.
Yeah, Jens is a brilliant writer, you know.
This is true.
Yeah,
Always
he can come up with great ideas and for dialogues and scenes and stuff, you know. So one of them was the guitar in the lake.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Raul, hit me up and I'll help you script.
No, it was funny because we were ready to start recording or something, you know, another session and stuff. And Jens was with his beard. Andreas, I have an idea. I thought it was something interesting or something serious. It might be funny. You want to try? I don't know. Let's do it. And we did it. And Jens, of course, had a pregnant wife recording Machine Messiah. We started at 7 in the morning or 6 in the morning up to 6 in the afternoon. And then he went to play some type of sports there, whatever, with the stick and the ball. And the next day he comes with a fucking broken leg and clutches and stuff to work on the album. And while everything is happening, he has this idea to throw the guitar in the lake. So, you know, his mind is working in many different ways and times. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I think that broken leg really helped me see things clearly. Morphine and stuff.
Yeah, great. Deus. More perguntas aí, ô? Germany.
Deutschland.
Rafael Coutinho. Jens, did you have any influence on the past albums of Sepultura for the sonority and atmosphere of QUADRA? Fuck no, man. A producer is gonna have any influence? No way.
I think what he means, if I draw inspiration from earlier albums when we did QUADRA.
All right.
And well, no, I don't know. Possibly.
I don't think so. Sorry, well, one thing I remember when we started to record guitars, at least for QUADRA, you said, let's not even try to remember what we did on Machine Messiah. Let's forget everything and start from scratch, which I thought was great,
Yeah, that's usually how I, see it. Try to let the music take the lead instead of trying to set up too many visions for it, to be honest. But one thing that I wanted a little bit for QUADRA compared to Machine Messiah was because Machine Messiah is pretty, it's pretty fat and clear and all that. I wanted to make it slightly more organic, like a little more, even more natural sounding drums, for example, little rockier, thrashier guitars, whatever. I don't know if we succeeded, but that was sort of the idea I had anyway.
No, we definitely did it, man, especially compared to Machine Messiah. And one thing I really liked a lot was your new guitar that you designed, which I use for the most songs on Machine Messiah, on QUADRA. I want to talk a little bit about that guitar, because it was very interesting. The details of the scale, which are a little longer for lower tunings, and you can change pickups very easy. It's a fantastic instrument. It was really cool. It was a little weird at first, but once you adapt, it's amazing.
Yeah, I've been working with a lot of guitar players over the years, and it's hard to find that guitar that both sounds the best and also has the ability to keep the tuning and all that. So I teamed up some years ago with a German custom guitar builder called Thomas Harm of Scion Guitars. It's
Scion, yes.
Yeah, it's not a big. It's like a super small custom shop in Hamburg, and so together with him, we designed like what's supposed to be the ultimate rhythm guitar for heavy metal with like a custom scale, like you say, not baritone because that gets too hard to play.
Yeah.
But little longer than a Fender scale. And yeah, like you said, I had this wish to have like interchangeable microphones, hot swappable microphones, so that I could easily try what suited the current project, so I didn't have the same sound on all albums. And those little small things that have just been bugging me with guitars over the years. People bring in like a super cool sounding Les Paul custom, but it will be a pain in the ass to keep it in tune. And
a nightmare, yeah.
Yeah, and then someone comes in with a super modern ESP, and it stays in tune very well, but sounds like shit. And that kind of thing. So
no, I think it was cool on Machine Messiah when I came with my guitars, especially the Nation guitar, the Stratocaster and stuff, which I think was cool that you manage, to make that guitar stay in tune somehow, because I felt very comfortable and it sounded great, and I even use it on QUADRA as well in some songs and stuff, and I appreciate that because in the end, the musician has to be comfortable playing the instrument, otherwise you lose total sense to be everything perfect and in tune, and you don't have any soul there,
Yeah, absolutely. No, but with your Nation guitar, I really felt that guitar had a special sound. I could hear
definitely
Andreas in there for the beat tuned guitars, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that required some little skill to set it up, but
And
I love that
patience.
guitar, man. I love it.
Yeah. It was really cool, and you did all the details. I remember you even used like a coin and stuff, really to make the string higher for the tuning and everything. And in the end, everything worked out great. It was fantastic.
Mhm. All right, cool.
Look, the position, the Jens position, like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's guitar. Fuck that guitar.
Oh yeah, here it is.
Oh, Jens,
I'm like, what is going on?
you are a genius.
Oh.
I guess your wife didn't like too much that the pawn was with the guitar.
I don't really remember. She was on hormones, man.
Oh, yeah, right.
I was on morphine and she was on hormones.
I guess a lot
That's
of people
awesome.
don't know that the studio is right next to your house, so we get to see like your day-to-day life. You know, at least I could see it from the singing booth. You know,
That's
the
true, yeah.
robotic. Your
You
kids
even helped.
playing.
You even helped with the diapers, if I remember correctly, right? Yeah,
Well, I was definitely like entertained by your robotic lawnmower and the kids chasing at their snaggles. What's the name of it? Or
yeah, it's dangerous. They're sitting on it.
I was just like singing, like, "Oh my God, this is where it's gonna happen."
Yeah,
And
it's
then your
exciting.
pregnant wife just like mowing the lawn, like out there sweating it out.
You know, Vikings. That's what they do.
But it's great,
Vikings.
I mean that the work ethic that you have, like it was done. A lot of people don't know we're done at like 6, every day, and it was brutal.
Yeah, I mean, for me in Machine Messiah was I thought you were joking, Okay,
Yeah.
Andreas, tomorrow 7 a.m, change your strings. And so, okay, what 7? it was I never record an album like that. We always like to work, up to that point, late and stuff, whatever, sleep until late. But once you get used to that, it's great. I mean.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Jens might not know that, but I quit alcohol like 6 months ago,
Mhm.
and this type of attitude really helps me to. Every day now I wake up at 8 or 7 and stuff. I don't know myself anymore. It's like but I use that as a much more energy. You do a lot more, And in the end, when we finish the session and stuff around 5 or 6 in the afternoon, it was a long day of work,
Oh, yeah.
but you feel so great. You feel very. You feel pleased, like you after a workout, exercise, that you feel like that, and then you have the night really to relax, have a nice dinner, and then sleep early to start next day, and it was great. It was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's the way most of the world works, so it does work for music too. But yeah, no, I know what you mean. I mean, if I would go away for production, I would probably also fall into that a little bit. And I used to do that when I was younger. But when you get, I have at that time I had 2 small kids and one.
No, it made sense. Right? Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And but yeah. So having the studio next to my house has been a great thing, but with a new studio, I'm going away from that because I also feel that it would be nice to go to work and then go home from work, etc.
Right. Sure.
So now I have 5 minutes to the studio, which is still 5 minutes, close, but yeah, it's a difference, and I will enjoy that. I think so. We'll see.
That's killer. Benyat Aguirre. Andreas and Derek, you both work with many producers. Is Jens the most demanding one? Well, we can find many adjectives to Jens.
Sex god.
No, there's no such a thing. I mean, a band and a producer in the studio, you have to have a certain chemistry. If it's more demanding or more relaxed, it depends of the vibe of the project, depends of the vibe of the people involved, Jens is from Sweden, and culturally, he has a certain elements that it's from Swedish culture, like very different from Ross, for instance, a California dude, American, or Steve Evans, or the Brazilian guys we work here, and it doesn't necessarily means that the guy is more dictatorial or whatever, It's just different ways of working, and if we find that chemistry, it's perfect. Like I said, I had to change my concept of recording and working in the studio to work with Jens, and I'm sure Jens have also to find certain ways to work with us, and that's it. Once we find that, everything starts really to fall in place, and the project really evolves.
Yeah, I think most of producers are demanding that we have in a good way, where it's like
Yes.
they're really pushing you to your potential, and further than you think you can go. And I think that's an important thing to have as a producer, somebody that really can push you, but also understand why they're pushing you. Like, there are producers that can explain, like, why am I doing this take over again? I thought it was great. But if you have a producer that can have that communication with you and explain to you, like, this is why you need to do it over because it sounds like shit. It's like you got to go and do it again. You want it to sound good, then, and be very honest. You have to have that trust with the producer.
Yeah,
really, really
definitely.
important. And once you have that trust, then you're going to listen. You're going to listen to what they're saying, and or at least take it in and analyze it and say, like, okay, I see where they're coming from, and I want to do this again. You want to be your best. So,
and also you have to give room to the producer to express himself, because
Right.
there's a lot of musicians and bands that say, shut up, this is my music, this is my project. I'm sure Jens went through, because we talk about that, and I don't want to come up with names and stuff, but it happens,
Yeah.
when a producer doesn't have freedom to express or really to direct, because he is the director of where the sound is going. Of course, we do that together, but he's the one who's going to go there and achieve that,
Yeah.
Right, Jens?
Yeah, and not only the sound. For me, I see the sound as a secondary thing. To be honest, I think the music and the performance is the important thing. Then it's not super important for me if the guitar is sounding like that or or whatever.
Yeah.
It's so for me the music is definitely priority, and and I guess for Machine Messiah, for me it's always easier to work with a band that is very experienced, because you guys have worked with producers, how it goes down, right?
Yeah.
And then there is certain basic trust, and I guess it was even easier on the second album, because then we knew each other,
Right.
and
Most definitely, yeah.
what to expect and all that. But sometimes if you work with like a fresh band, youngsters, they can be pretty nervous, and they have been having this really specific ideas of what kind of guitar sound they need to have, and stuff that not gonna really matter in the end, And they forget that they the verse is the chorus on one of their songs. So.
Yeah, anxiety, especially with non musicians that are not very experienced. You're right. It's like, I was like that, don't touch my music. It's like, because Sepultura was very scared to sign to a label and then come this producer to change everything, to play on the radio or to be more commercial and stuff. We have that kind of scared. I remember when Metallica signed with Elektra, we all were fine. Oh my God, Metallica is sold out and stuff. They're gonna come up with shit, and then they did Master of Puppets, So that idea we had during those days, I remember, that going major, you're gonna sell out and you're gonna sound like shit, So we had that kind of idea when we went to the studio, when we were kind of too protective, But of course, we learned how to deal with that, and working with great people and stuff. We learned a lot how to deal with that stuff,
Yeah, but finding a right match is also important, because obviously what you describe could happen, and one should of course be protective with your music, your art.
No, of course.
If you feel that it's going in the wrong direction, then it's a different
story. Of course. And we had that. I mean, we had to fire a mixer when we were working on Against. You know, we couldn't communicate with the guy. I mean, it was impossible really to get across an idea or something. It's okay to have different point of views about how to sound, but we need to get in some type of agreement, you know, to go to a certain direction or to other direction. But it happens, yeah. There's a time that you say, "Hey, man, you're not getting it. You don't have nothing to do with this project. Let's find somebody else," you know. All right.
That's a lot of questions.
Cool.
I see.
Bruno, more.
You
want to make a question?
Who are you working on now? What band are you working with?
Oh, I could tell you, but I would have to kill you straight after.
I see.
No, not really. But well, there might be one or two that I would actually have to kill you. But
tell us some news, man. Tell us some stuff.
Yeah, official stuff.
I got a better question.
Okay.
You know, is there a dream band that you would love to work with that you haven't worked with? Like, there's a band out there you're like, oh my god, I need to work with them.
Nope.
Okay. Next question.
Yeah, of course not.
Such a arrogant producer, man. That's what happens.
I don't know. Yeah, there are plenty of bands, but I don't think about it too much. And it's also that is a tricky question, right? Because there is the artistic aspects of it, you know, what would be very interesting, and then you could also feel that it would be really nice to work with like Porcupine Tree, something that, you know, musically meant a lot to me back in the day, or the band The Cure, which is not really metal, but it's where I stole the studio name Fascination Street from one of their songs.
I mean, you and Ross love The Cure, man.
Ross, exactly.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, Ross even worked with The Cure in an album.
Yeah.
I know. Not the greatest one, but still, it's it was one of the things. It's like, yeah, I've worked with Sepultura that Ross been working on, and he's been with The Cure. So that was, I was a little bit starstruck from that perspective.
I see.
Anyway, but it probably wouldn't be that great, because the Cure albums are made like 30 years ago or something like that, and it wouldn't be the same. And then so it's a tricky question for me.
Right.
Like there are these like.
But yeah, so for instance, if Metallica would call you tomorrow and stuff, wouldn't be amazing to work something like that?
It would be amazing, but unfortunately, it's the same there. Like, I think their best work is behind them, and I mean, it would be amazing if I could step in and change that. But to be realistic,
I mean,
but of course,
like I know that.
That's a dream.
For Metallica, I think Rick Rubin was really important on that Magnetic, that really put them back in that trash, whatever, that old school. They did many albums, Some Kind of Monster and all that stuff, and sometimes it's cool to have somebody completely,
Absolutely.
outside that really gonna give you a new direction,
Agree. I mean, if Hetfield is watching this, I don't want to be too harsh, but yeah, of course, it's a dream. My dream.
Jens, what's the main difference between dealing with an European band like Creator and Sepultura?
Oh, it's not everyone is just running around speaking Portuguese all the time. Instead, they're running around and screaming in German. No, it's is there a difference? I don't know. I mean, I can't say that I see like a big difference between where a band is from. I don't really think like that. It's so individual, It's every band is different to work with, and whether it's because they are from, I don't know. If I should say something, then sure, perhaps I find like people from South America to be a little bit more, warm, open than the Germans. But once you give them a strudel and a little glue wine, then they are just as
Give them a
warm.
schnitzel or something.
Yeah, you know, stuff them a Wiener.
Yeah.
So it's I can't really say that is like, you know.
And you work with Sepultura and Angra. You know, we are from the same country, but of course we have our differences. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I can say one difference. You know, I work with a band from Israel called Orphan Land. Do you know the band?
No.
Okay, you should look it up. Orphan Land is really, really talented band from Israel. Anyway, and they came to Sweden, and when I met them there, you have 5 guys coming like, "Oh, hello, gents," and the hugging and kissing, and you know, we bring gifts and that kind of thing. And if you meet up with a Finnish band, it's like, "Oh,
yeah.
hello. Where is the Systembolaget?" Which is the liquor store in Sweden. So sure, there's a difference. But like I said, you know, 2 beers later, and everyone is the same. I would say.
Fantastic.
Nice.
Well, I guess we are finishing here, right, Bruno?
That's right. We're now about to premiere the second version of the music video from Guardians of Earth with the
The
original.
right audio.
Thank you.
Now you can show your family and your friends, Jens. Okay. Now you can
Yeah.
show the video.
Now I will share.
Yes, now you will. Great.
Raul, thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Congratulations again. Thank you very much for your amazing job on the directing the video. You were
Pleasure to meet you.
fantastic. And thank you, Jens, for your amazing job doing the sound and audio for the video as well. Fantastic.
Thank you. Especially the original version.
And thank you, everyone who sent
everyone.
the questions. Thank you, Mr. Green. I
Thank
miss
you.
you very much.
Sure.
Okay, hopefully we'll
you
be on
as well.
stage soon.
And
Thank you very much, Jens. We
Thanks for
love you,
having
man.
us. Thanks for having me. Love you.
Say
guys.
hi to your family,
I
to
will.
everyone there,
You too.
and hopefully see each other soon.
Take care. Bye.
Obrigado.
See you.
Ciao,
Obrigado.
Gene.
Tá.